Time for another video. Some more FBA talk. You know, I'll be listening to some of these non-FBAs calling Tariq Nasheed's show. You know how they be talking about FBA. Like I just keep listening to them. I just like, man, these guys, they don't accept the FBA movement. It's like they understand lineage and all that. They just don't accept it because it wasn't the norm for so long. They don't accept it. They understand it, but they don't accept it. You know, you got Native Americans, they got all these tribes. You got Africans with all their tribes. You got Jamaicans. You got Trinidadians. You got Puerto Ricans. You got Haitians. These people, a lot of these those black people come from Africa. You know, they're more direct descendants of Africans than we are. But nobody has an issue with them, you know, taking care of their own respective ethnic groups. But when it comes to us, now we say we foundational black Americans or freedmen. People have a problem with it, but the problem is their mind has been locked out of that concept, out of that idea. They don't want to look at us like that. They can't look at us like that. It's like, but they gotta see, the thing with FBA is such a new movement. You know, we got, I say 50 some million. Tariq say 43 million, or the data says it. It can't be the same dang on population for 100 and some years, man. That don't even make sense. But, you know, it got to become the norm. It's going to become the norm, and people are going to be forced to accept it. You know, so they just don't see us. You know, they keep. You know, you got people arguing with Tariq, talking about this and that, and they turn around and do the same. I ain't gonna say same. They turn around and do something hypocritical. See, what makes a lot of them tethers and non-FBAs hypocrites is the fact that they like to speak around FBA. They know it's a lineage. We tell them it's a lineage, but it goes in one ear and out the other because they don't accept it. It hasn't been the norm yet. So you can say a Jamaican is a Jamaican, or a Haitian is a Haitian. And they got African roots, no doubt. You know, they take care of their own CARICOM and all this stuff. They got their own reparations movement. It's like people are basically trying to kill us becoming our unique ethnic group on paper or as the norm. They're trying to kill it before it takes true strength. Because they really don't want another ethnic group, a black ethnic group to compete against. And we're unlike any other ethnic group. Our mindset is different. You know, you can't replicate our mindset unless you've been living in the U.S. for several hundred years. Well, somebody say, well, you haven't been living that long. Yeah, but my family tree has been passed down. You know, family history, culture. Our culture has been passed down for hundreds of years. Made me think the way I do. But that's the thing, man. That's why. But I say that because it can't happen that a foreign black person who's not FBA can kind of adopt that spirit if they've been here long enough. That's why you have somebody like Godfrey. That's why typically non-FBA black people who've been here since like the early, since they immigrated since the early 1900s. Like they kind of know what's going on. Like it's kind of hard to distinguish them from FBA because they've been here so long. They've been through Jim Crow. they got to see white people how they really get down, even though they didn't go through the enslavement. You know, the antebellum slavery that our ancestors went through. But it's still been here long enough to see it, and see how white people are. No blacks allowed and all this stuff. Had to use the green book to, you know, find safe havens when it was nighttime and in a city or countryside. There's no black people around you know. So they knew all about that. They had to deal with that. See, so that's why you got Godfrey. That's why he seemed militant. And he talks about race things. I don't know how long that's gonna last. He's been doing it so long, but he got a foundation in it. Now he's not a foundation of Black American, but he got a foundation in white supremacy. He got some teaching in it because he's been here since the 60s. Godfrey almost 60 years old. The comedian Godfrey I'm talking about. But you'll see it. You'll see black people like that, foreigners. Some of them still have their accent. They've been here so long, but they can't deny the racism that they saw when they got here and experienced. You know, some things probably traumatized them, but they couldn't forget. But you got a lot of new generation of foreigners who came here after the civil rights, so they didn't get to experience all that stuff. So they think racism is not alive and well. But yeah, but back to this the delineation and how Tethers perceive us. It don't compute yet. Like you tell them we're lineage, it goes in one ear and out the other. We don't believe it. You're a cult. Right? Why you don't call Haitians a cult? They call themselves Haitian. Yeah, because they have a long-standing history of being delineated. They've delineated. Like ethnic groups delineate. They do it all the time. But they're trying to kill ours. They're trying to kill the inception of our title. We've been FBA for centuries, but now we have an official title to call ourselves or to refer to ourselves. That's a good thing Tariq Nasheed did, you know. Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Francis Wellsing brought us the white supremacist understanding, but Tariq brought us the subcategory of white supremacy, a dangerous form of white supremacy. They're not white supremacists, these non-white, non-FBAs, but they work for them. They're like a covert sector used against us. And that's why we haven't been able to unify so long. Because we had all these black people around us, among us, and they justify the evils and the wrongs they do by telling themselves, I'm not like them. I'm not like them FBA. I'm not like them black Americans who descended from slaves. I'm better than them and all this stuff. And now we done flipped the tables and we acknowledge that more. You know, got our self-esteem up. Now we call ourselves FBA. Now everybody want to tether on to it because really they're like an abusive cousin or abusive auntie. I ain't gonna even call them auntie. They gotta be like cousins. That's how a lot of non-FBA black people are. They're like abusive cousins. Man, you ain't gonna be nothing, man. You ain't nothing, man. No, I ain't gonna even say they that abrasive with it. It's more like they trying to trick us, man. Like they trying to, you know, you say, man, I just got a nice paying job, man. It pays well. Like, and here they come. You can't really do that job. You can't, man. You lazy, man. You can't really do that. Come on, man. You don't want to work there. Give me the job. That's like how they are. That's how Tethers are. They trying to stifle our growth, man. That's what they've been doing for a long time. coming among us. We don't need no reparations. They say that from a place of knowing that they're not qualified. They're not among us. They're not from us, I should say. Yeah, they can say it. Yeah, they don't need no reparations because they know they ain't gonna get it. They don't, or I should say, even if they would want it, they don't have the emotions, the spirit to get it, the spirit to desire reparations. That's why a lot of these non-FBA black tethers, they can really say they don't want reparations and they can mean it because they don't have the history we have with FBA. It doesn't register. Like it's kind of like that passage in the Bible about Solomon, how he discerned whose child belonged to whose. One lady slept on her baby and killed it, and she was so distraught over it. She took the next woman's baby. You know, they were both newborns, and you know, as if it was hers. And they both had to go to Solomon because he was a judge. And Solomon, he figured out real quick by saying, we're gonna cut this baby in half and give each of you ladies a piece of that. How does that sound? And the woman whose baby it was, she'd rather give it to the lady than to let her baby get killed. But the woman who stole the baby, who said it was hers, she said nothing. Why? Because she didn't feel nothing for that child. That's the analogy I'm giving y'all about how some of these black people can say the things they say about reparations, about we don't need it. They don't have no feeling. There's no emotional connection to our heritage, so they can say that with ease. You know, it don't register. It's like, okay, we're not gonna get it. They say things like that. We're not gonna get it. Even if you're an FBA and you don't believe it, you still want it. You would say, man, I don't believe we're gonna get it, but if they giving it, shit, I'm gonna take it. That's usually what you'll hear from a FBA who don't believe that we'll get the reparation. Yeah, it's gonna be some dollars. They say, I don't believe we're gonna get it, but hell, they giving them, shit, I'm gonna get it. But you got non-FBA black folk, they just telling us across the board we don't need it, we don't deserve it. Stop begging. Those people should all be looked at with scrutiny, man. You turning down money is something wrong with you. You got a mental illness, man. Or you living in a mental illness. Even if you living in a fantasy world, that's a mental illness, man. Because money is meant to be spent. How could you not? How could you be content with a certain level of income you have? That's why wealthy people, they continue to chase it. They know it is meant to be spent and used. It's a resource. You perpetually spend it. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, folks. I got to pick up. To be continued.